So we're back, and we had our first day of Level C, and wow. Yeah, wow. I went in there all zen-like, but that didn't last very long. I was pretty nervous. I got into the room, and there were all of these new people, and I'm like, oh, I need to run away, I need to go. Yeah, so there were these new people who were from the regular group of improv, not the anxiety group. So I was a little bit nervous about that. And then, there was only 3 of us from the original group, the anxiety group. So I was kind of nervous about that as well. Just because I don't know if I was like in a safe place. I don't know how these new people are gonna handle it, and there's only like the 3 of us for support. At least that's how I felt. We had a new teacher, which I don't know who she is really, and I don't know what to expect from her. It's the first day of Level C. We have a topic for Level C, or the theme for Level C is like character work, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm really not that great at it at this point. Needless to say, I was nervous. But what got me through that is I allowed myself to be. And it also helped that I got all comfortable and calm beforehand, because I was able to bring some of that back into, the class when I was going through it. When I would get into like an anxious state, I was able to like lessen it. And then, class started, and we started doing improv. And this week's class was about object to characters. And like normal, we were playing many different kinds of games. And we were tying some of the stuff we learned from our foundation, or, level A and B. And then we were adding on top of that, and we had discussions as well. Right now we're kind of getting into the itty-gritty type stuff, the stuff that we weren't really focusing on so much in level A and B. So there are 3 games that I want to mention that I think were the heart of the class. The first game that I want to mention was when we went up on stage and we were creating an environment. And we were doing that by talking about the objects that were in the environment. And so we would talk about them in great detail. We were talking about like the age of them, the colors, the designs on them. Okay, and that game evolved into another game where we were actually trying to figure out if these objects were characters, what kind of personalities would they have? What kind of emotions would come with that? And we played those objects as if they were characters. Kind of like this. I'm a microphone. You need to listen to me. You need to listen, because I have important information. And if you don't listen, I'm just gonna keep getting louder and louder and louder. Please listen. You better watch your back, or I'll cut you. And don't think that I won't. I have such a crappy life. My sole purpose is to take shit from everyone. And so that further evolved to another game. A game where the object would vanish, but we were still left with the personality traits and the emotions. And so we would end up having to do a rant based off of that character that we were. Kind of like this. Hey, guys, I have something important to say. Come on, listen to me. Hey, I have something important to say. Hey, I have a new shirt, and it's really beautiful. So there was this skinny white bitch that walked by me the other day. She's like looking me up and down, and then she like looks in my eye, and she tries to be all like nice and saying hi and shit. And I'm like, oh hell no, you did not just do that. So I said to her, I was like, what? What, you think you're better than everyone else? You know what? I'm gonna fucking cut you down a few notches, you stupid bitch. And that bitch, she ran away screaming and crying. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what happens when you mess with me. People are so mean to me. My life is shit. The other day I was trying to improve it. I went to this workshop for like confidence and stuff. And they told me that, you know, you have to have like really good posture where you're like standing up straight and, you know, you look people in the eye. But I I walked by this black chick. And, you know, I was like interested in what she was wearing, and, you know, I looked her in the eye and I was trying to be all confident, and then she said that I was like being better than her, that she like, you know, was like cutting me down and making me feel like shit. And then I ran home crying. Why are people so mean? So that was pretty much it. And then we did our closing. Surprisingly, it was kind of like how it was in level A and B. At the end, we would like get into a circle, and then we would talk about, you know, what we got from the class, what we felt good about, or, you know, what we struggled with. And then the instructor, he would say stuff that would like give us a different perspective or give advice or something, and I found that really helpful. And I found out that we actually do that in this class too. Like our teacher, this teacher, she does that too, but it's more focused on, you know, what can you feel good about? You know, like what do you feel good about that you did today? There were some stuff that came up that, you know, people were struggling. You know, they talked about their struggles and that was fine. And, you know, the teacher ended up like being very reassuring and comforting and saying, you know, give yourself a break. Or talking about, you know, how we all have anxiety, you know, and so it's okay. And that helped me feel more comfortable just in that environment, like with all of these new people, because it's like, oh, they weren't part of the anxiety group, but they're going through some of the same things too. And there was something else the teacher said that resonated with me, and I wanted to share that with you guys. She had said that mistakes are opportunities. You know, on improv, you know, you can get up there and you might make a mistake. You might say a word backwards, and you know, your character could have just developed dyslexia. You know, you could add to that. Or, you know, it could be an opportunity to laugh. And, you know, the same could be said about life too. You know, you make a mistake and people laugh. You know, people laugh because it came off funny. You know, it's an opportunity. It could be an opportunity to get connected with people. So that's my video. And yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe if you'd like to see more improv class videos or whatever else I might come up with. And if you wanted to continue to see my journey. Alright, well, I will see you in the next episode. Alright, bye! If you haven't already watched the videos from Level A and Level B, click on the following links below and watch them now.